What's going on, guys? Welcome back to your Lake Fork Guide. Today we're going back to Lake Fork and we're going pre-fishing for a tournament for an average Joe, for a weekend angler. We're not talking about the elites today. We're not talking about tour pros. We're talking about dudes like me and you that are going to go compete on a tournament on Lake Fork. How do you go about pre-fishing for a tournament out there today? We're going to take you on the water, show you how I did it with a customer of mine and got him set up for a tournament here recently. So y'all stay tuned.
Oh, it's a giant. Oh my God.
Get it, let's go! Let's freaking go! Woo! Let's freaking go! So the first Elite Series event of the year just wrapped up at Toledo Bend. Great event. Little disappointed to see how much live sonar was going on. I don't want the sport to turn. We just talked about that the other day. We're not going to go back into that. I didn't really enjoy watching all the live sonar. I would have rather seen them doing some grass stuff. But nonetheless, Century Belt on Toledo Bend for Kyoya Fujita was awesome. Patrick Walters came in second, just below that century mark. Surprise, surprise, Patrick Walters. Unbelievable. I said we weren't going to talk about the Elite Series guys. Big congratulations to those guys. Ben Milliken from Texas, first Elite Series event, top 5 finish. Man, that dude's for real. Like, that dude is for real, right? Like, he has definitely proven that at this point. So, congrats to all the anglers, especially Koya, Fujita, and Bassmaster for a great first event. It was good to see Mercer and Zona and all the guys back on the air again. That is not what today's video is about, though. So, a couple weeks back, I took a guy pre-fishing for a tournament on Lake Fork. He had a regular 5-fish stringer tournament. Now, if you're not from Lake Fork and you don't know, it's a weird deal at Lake Fork when you fish a 5-fish stringer tournament. We have a slot limit, and what that means is you cannot keep fish that are in between 16 and 24 inches. You got to keep fish under 16 or over 24. Now, you can only keep 1 over 24 and 4 under 16, or you can keep 5 under 16. So you really have to target those fish that are 2 pounds or so. 15 to 16 inches is what you want to target to fill your limit out, and then you can kind of go hunting for a bigger fish. So it's a kind of a unique deal to prepare for a tournament on Lake Fork for the average weekend angler. And it's a little different than what I normally do. Normally, we're trying to catch the 5 biggest fish we can in a given day with our customers. And, you know, most of those are going to fall in that 16 to 24 inch range on most days. So, normally I'm targeting the slot fish on Lake Fork primarily. So, it's a little bit different thing for me. I have to go about things a little different way to really try to help a guy get the best preparation for a tournament. So, what I did, I went out for like 2 hours the day before the trip just to kind of pinpoint and locate some fish. So I recorded the footage that day when I was out by myself for just a couple hours. And then the following day when I went out with the customer, I recorded some footage from fish catches that day as well. So I'm going to turn the footage on. I'm going to sit here and watch it. And I'm going to talk about what we were doing and what we were thinking as we go through the footage together. All right, so right before we get started into this footage, let's go ahead and talk about the conditions we were experiencing at this time. This guy's tournament was a week and a day, so we were 8 days away from go time for this guy before his tournament. So at this time, we were experiencing a little bit of a warming trend, a pretty good little warming trend. The water had been cold. It was starting to warm up. That means the shallowest water is going to warm the fastest. That's going to put, some fish, a good number of fish a lot of times, in really shallow water, especially these smaller fish that we're wanting to target. They're going to run in there first to get comfortable as soon as they can, if you can locate the right type of areas. Now, with that being said, at this time, a couple weeks ago, we had been getting a lot of rain as well. So a lot of that shallow water that was wanting to warm up was really dirty from water flowing into the lake. The key that I was really wanting to look for was trying to find warming water that also had good clarity to it, and really wanted to find some vegetation in there, some coontail, hydrilla type stuff as well. that's going to really narrow down the areas on the lake that are going to still be clean, still have grass, and have warming water on these lighter warming trends. Really thought it was important to target that also because the following week was forecasted to be very similar when it comes to the warming trend and the weather and all that. So as we get started, just know before you're going to see any footage, I've gone to 2 or 3 areas and the water's just been too dirty, too cold, and I didn't like what I saw. Fished for a little bit, didn't get a bite, and I moved on till I found myself rolling into this first area. You'll be able to see the water is very clear. Let's go ahead and get the footage rolling now. As you can see, the water pretty darn clean in here. Good watercolor in here. We're in the back corner. That's where it's going to be the warmest. We're going to get a bite right away as we ease back into the back corner. That's the very back corner. That's where the water is going to be the warmest. And wouldn't you know it, this is going to be a really good tournament size fish. A little bit too small, but a good start. So on the chatterbait, around grass, clean water. The water tip in here was up around like 58, I believe, on this day, when the main lake was still down at like 52. So pretty good difference.
There you go.
That's a good one.
Scouting for tournament unders out here, man. That's 2 in a row right there. You get back in these little warming areas, and you can find them grooved up when it first starts warming up, like right now.
Yeah, that fish right there was a really nice turn.
And I actually had a miss bite on a cast in between, so 3 casts in a row got bit right there. Fixed to find out how many of them sitting there, I guess.
Yeah, that one was a 15-inch type of fish, so that's what you're looking for. And what's really cool is how grouped up they are. You notice I'm sitting right in one spot, 1, 2, 3, right? Been looking around a few different spots for an hour or so, haven't found anything I liked. Now all of a sudden I'm getting bit just as fast as I can get the bait back in there. I'm getting bit consistently. Turn around and throw out the other side of the boat and catch another one.
Another tournament fish.
Really good fish.
All right, settle down.
Beautiful tournament fish. So that's what I found when I was scouting. At that point, I'd caught 4 fish in that one little corner. I thought, man, let's leave this alone. Show this to my customer the next day. You know, whether we caught them the next day in there good or not, I was satisfied that, you know what? Hey, I've got something to go off of. Now at this point, now all I got to do is go duplicate the pattern tomorrow with the customer. We're going to start it here. Whether we catch them or we don't, I can have faith in telling this customer, hey, this is going to be a good area for your tournament next week. You're going to have a good chance of the right size fish showing up in here in this area. So we'll start our trip there the next day and then try to duplicate that pattern into other areas on the following day. Here we go. We're going to start the day with the customer footage. You see the sun coming up. It's starting right now. This is out at the mouth of that same pocket. This is right outside of it.
Oh, come off. That's slot fish. Slot fish right there.
That was a bigger fish. That was actually a really good one.
So the back corner in here?
Just came off.
Yesterday, I caught 4 in about 5 minutes. Like, they were all unders, like decent unders.
You just heard me telling him what kind of fish I was seeing in there the day before. So.
There's a good tournament fish right there. That's a real good tournament fish. That's like perfect.
He might go past this.
You think? I bet you he's just right. Let's look. Stop right here because I think there's more than one in there.
Go to measure this one. It's going to come out just right if I remember correctly.
I mean, perfect. He's a little short actually. He's about 15 and a quarter.
Perfect.
Yeah, no, he's a good one. That's a good fish for a limit. Yep, real good. Real good fish for a limit right there. Step in that rod, brother. Another little under.
Got the customer hooked up here, so had the customer backing me up with a different bait just so we could kind of expand the pattern, explore the pattern. You see me throwing the 3/8-ounce chatterbait. Had him throw a watermelon seed wacky worm. We started with a methylate wacky worm. We're getting bit. Changing the watermelon seed. First cast, he gets bit.
Yeah. As soon as we changed color, you got a bite right away, didn't you?
Right.
Yep, that's good. Good. With the app company. The app company. Watch out. Coming at you.
I think I hit him with that fish.
Right at the boat. I hit him too, though. That's like a little tiny thing, dude. He's a little bitty sucker.
That's what we call too under.
Chatterbait.
Too much of an under there.
There you go. Another good under.
Bring
him this way a little bit. There you go. Sun's kind of shining on you. Hey, another good under right there. Shannon, actually, I was changing the battery in the GoPro, and he caught that while I was changing the battery, folks. That's the way it goes. It's a lot harder than you think to catch fish on camera, people. You turn the camera off, all of a sudden they bite. That's what happens.
So with us being 8 days out, I didn't have any problem with us going ahead and catching a lot of fish in this corner to build confidence for my customer. We're 8 days away. The fish have plenty of time to reload. So I felt like it was important to build a lot of confidence for my customer in this area.
A little better than that.
A little fatty, though.
A little fatty. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's perfect, brother. That's what that is. That's called perfection, my man.
It is. This is a great under.
That is perfection.
There you go.
Good job, dude.
Thank you, brother.
New area now, running the same pattern, chatterbait and wacky worm.
It's on.
Got to bite pretty quick in here.
Another perfect one. That's another just about perfect one right there.
Moved through this area really fast. Just kind of zipped through there and moved on.
At this point, it's just about expanding the pattern to new areas, right? Because you can't catch any better tournament fish than that.
Great tournament.
That is absolutely perfect for a tournament right there. I don't know exactly what you are getting at, but you're missing a lot. That's a good fish. That's a slot fish. Come here, Chuck. Get your butt up in the boat, dude.
Tournament series that they got left. I think there's one other lake than this.
Oh, yeah, that's a nice one.
That's slotted.
That will not do you any good in the tournament there, brother. But it's fun to catch.
Fun.
You come in here and catch a bunch of these and have the time of your life getting your butt whipped. That's what you do.
And so we were able to go and duplicate that pattern in a couple more areas. Now, one of them was just a solo slot fish. We actually did spend a little more time in that area. And I told my customer that day, hey, I wouldn't come back to this area. The only fish we caught was a slot fish. We spent more time in here. There wasn't any bites. Now, the area that you saw me right before that, where I just caught the one, we zipped through that area. It was pretty close to the first area. And so we hauled butt over there. We flew through that area, got a bite real fast. The water looked the same. The water temp was the same. And I was like, man, we caught that one, and I literally looked at him. I said, add this to your list. Let's move on, cover some water. We only had a half day to get this job done. And then we went to the other area, and on top of us only catching the one slot fish, it was also significantly colder water in that area. So told him, don't worry about this area. So he's got two main areas to fill his limit. And we feel really good about his chances to fill his limit in those areas. You can see it's pretty automatic in there. So we then moved on, and this did not get put on camera. So I'm just going to have to tell you what happened. We moved on to a shell bed area, shallow water, hard spot on the main lake. And I explained to him the pattern and said, hey, this is the home run deal. This is where you're going to go catch your really big fish and have a legitimate chance at an over. And we didn't have very much time in the day, and that's kind of something you need a little time to have a real good chance to capitalize on. And I explained all this to him. But we pulled into this area. We're fishing it for just 15 minutes maybe. But while we were there, a giant that had choked down a big bluegill or gizzard chat or something and was having a hard time getting it down, a giant literally jumped out of the water right in front of our boat, like an 8 or 9 pounder. Looked like it would certainly be an over. It would definitely have a chance to be an over. But it was really cool. Since we didn't have that much time there, it kind of gave him some verification that, hey, I'm telling him the truth. This is an area that holds big fish. They pull in here to feed. You got a chance to catch you an over in here. So left the day at the end of it going, man, we feel real good about filling our limit. We've got another spot that we feel real good about having a chance to catch an over. In tournament preparation, guys, in my opinion, that's all you can do. If you can find areas that you feel confident are holding fish that give you a chance to win, and you can figure out how to catch them a couple different ways, that's all you can ask for. I would have liked to have had more time on the big fish pattern on the main lake to build some confidence in what patterns that we could get bites on there. But this is a deal I've fished for years. I'm confident in the patterns that are going to get bit there. I would have liked to have built that confidence for my customer. That's the only way we fell short at all on a 4.5, 5 hour pre-fishing trip for a half day. So felt really good about what I provided information-wise to the customer, experience-wise to the customer. He seemed really happy with it. And he's a return customer already, and I'm sure he'll be back again. But that's what you want to look for. Now, I did a little homework the day before. We were able to walk right into them that morning. That helped us be efficient that day. But when you guys go out pre-fishing, these are the types of things you want to look for. You want to judge seasonal patterns, baits you have confidence in that you can fish efficiently in an area. But you want to be able to catch the quality of fish that give you a chance to win and be really, really confident that those fish are in the area you're going to utilize and that you know how to get them to bite unless something goes drastically wrong, which can always happen in fishing. But you know going into it, you feel good about your chance to win that tournament. That is what you're looking for in tournament preparation in Lake Fork. So I hope this video helps you guys in your upcoming tournaments. Hope it helps you in your practices. I hope you can learn a little something from it. That warming trend shallow back corner deal, if you can find the right water, it's special now. It can be really, really good. So it's that time. Now we're to the point where they're starting to spawn. So that pattern's kind of changing for the year, kind of over with for the year a little bit. And we've got the first big full moon with the right temperatures, and fish are starting to get on beds now. So we're about to transition for that. Hey, we're going to have videos coming up on that. Obviously, you guys know Bassmaster Elite Series will be at Lake Fork. Competition day starts Thursday. Practice starts Monday. We'll have lots of content coming out this week. I'm going to try to film with a customer tomorrow on Monday and see if we can break down what's going on the lake right now today and give you guys a good preview for what we should see in the Bassmaster Elite Series later this week. I'm always looking forward to when Bassmaster's here. You got 100 of the best anglers on earth. You get to watch them on your home body of water, unlock it. I hope it's not a minnow pinging fest, live scope fest. I hope that there's something else other than that, because man, that's just all we see anymore. And I want to, you know, I get, if every tournament was won on a spinnerbait in the 90s, we probably would have got tired of spinnerbaiting too. You know what I mean? Like, they probably would have banned it. I mean, they banned the Alabama rig because they thought everybody was going to win every tournament on Alabama rigs. So, you know what I mean? Like, if every tournament's one ping and a minnow on live sonar, like, we need to start having some discussions. In my humble personal opinion, take that for what it's worth, which ain't much. So, thank you guys for watching. As always, look forward to Lake Fork action this week. Look forward to seeing you guys back here again throughout the week. And we will see you next time, right here on your Lake Fork Guide.